What do you think of them?
This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on.
That is so beautiful.
No.
They're ridiculous.
She never stops whining.
Meghan Markle Googled, is the race car an actual car?
I always think about it like the end of Super Mario Brothers. Slay the dragon, save the princess. I'm like, that's my husband.
Your voice is driving me crazy and I'm about to jump over there and put my fists down your throat.
I think the woke have been asleep.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard.
You're complaining about your hard life and you're so privileged. It's just so weird.
It's ridiculous.
I'm searching for something to like about her, and it's so hard.
Well, if Meghan and Harry can quit their family, you can too.
Is Meghan Markle the Duchess of Drama or just misunderstood?
Here's an email that I've been keeping for you.
I have full body chills right now.
This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on. Thank you. Yeah.
That is so beautiful.
No.
Bill Maher would open with a pause, then ask if those tear-filled moments were real or just acting. She said no makeup, all honest, and the internet split fast. Some people felt close to her. Others heard whining and tuned out. The talk jumped from woke jokes to hard work lines to quitting your family punchlines. Then the tease, is she the Duchess of Drama or just misunderstood? An email reveal gave some folks chills and kept the question open. If this were real, why did it feel like a set of scenes made to pull feelings first and facts later? Maher would say, hold that thought because it gets louder.
Dan, when you do interviews on your show, do you do the Jamie Kern Lima reactions? Yes. Oh my God, there's something wrong with her.
Other hosts joked about the big gasps and the wide eyes. Maher lives for moments like that, where the show starts to show. When your reactions become a meme, people wonder if the feelings are true. Doubt sits down and will not leave. Viewers keep watching, not for new facts, but to catch the next overdone moment. Maher would ride that wave and land a joke right after the point.
40 minutes into the podcast, this little picture, quite a grainy picture, flashed up, which shows a basket of, homemade preserves with a card on it, HRH. Duchess of Sussex, Meghan.
You dropped off this gift basket with ice creams, homemade strawberry sauce to put on top of the ice cream.
I find it a little bit cringe to give a gift to a close friend and sign it Her Royal Highness.
Why even in private? She's using that full title, Her Royal Highness.
I would never refer to myself as Her Royal Highness.
They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness anymore, but I'm going to put it all over my stationery and on the gifts that I give to my friends.
Halfway in, a fuzzy photo flashes. A basket of treats with a card signed Her Royal Highness Duchess of Sussex. Critics jumped on it. If you want a normal friend moment, why use the full royal style on a private note? If you cannot use it in public, should it be on a card at home? That tiny detail became the big topic. Maher would tap the desk and ask, is this habit a show of status or a quiet flex? The question gets bigger and everyone leans in.
I just think she's crying for sympathy, playing the victim, when there's nothing to be a victim about, and there's also no sympathy to be granted for this lifestyle that she's chosen to live.
Then the blunt take. She is crying for sympathy while living a very good life. Maher would not attack the tears. He would ask what the tears are for. If the trouble is a choice, the crying looks like a tool. The scene turns from tender to tiring. Once a tear feels like a trick, the next tear gets judged the same way.
I work so hard. The moment that everything sells out, it doesn't mean that we're done. It means we're working on replenishment and what are the next SKUs and what's the next tranche of products and what's the timing on that and writing the newsletters and writing the social media captions and making sure that all that feels in line and what's the cadence of it. And
in this interview, she really goes on these tangents of talking about how stressful her day is. And when I was listening to it, I was thinking, no, that sounds like a normal day to me, Meghan.
She says, I work so hard. She lists refills, new items, timing, emails, captions, and posts. Maher's line writes itself. That sounds like a regular workday for many people. Talking about stress without clear problems can feel like bragging in a softer voice. If things sell out right away by design, people ask if that was real or planned. The longer the list, the more they ask, what did you fix?
She's trying to sell herself as this wholesome mother who's baking cookies and making tea for the rest of the family.
She is doing a cooking show on Netflix. I only watched 5 seconds of it and I thought she was going to cut her wrist by trying to zest a lemon. This girl has never been in the kitchen in her life.
So when she's trying to sell these kind of, I'm sorry, but crappy cheap tats to middle America, she needs to have this relatability and she doesn't have that at all.
Now we are in the kitchen. Cozy mom talk, cookies, tea, and a lemon on camera. Skeptics said it felt singed. If you want to sell simple home life, you should look at ease doing it. Being easy to relate to is not a filter. It is how you act. If your hands look unsure, the homestyle story loses taste. Maher would grin and say he has seen more natural chopping in a furniture ad.
They want it both ways. These people were so mean to us and poor us, and we don't want all this attention. And then let me write a book about how much we don't want attention.
Here comes the bigger clash. We do not want attention, but here is a whole book about not wanting attention. That two-way message makes people roll their eyes. You cannot run from the spotlight and then schedule it for a season. Maher would say, pick a lane, then remind everyone that the internet remembers your last turn. After that, every new project gets judged by the same clash.
If I don't have meetings in the morning, then I try to do school drop-off. They're at 2 different schools. So from 6:30 in the morning on drop-off mornings for me, I'm not home till 9.
She maps out mornings. 2 schools, early alarms, long drop-offs, home by 9 if nothing else is booked. Parents nod, kids do not wait. Others point out most families do not have this much help or time. Both can be true. She can be busy and also very supported. That mix keeps the talk going. Maher would shrug and say, it is work, but it is also a very soft landing.
You haven't seen any of the questions ahead of time, and we're in our sweats, and you look the exact same with no makeup as makeup, and we're just...
That's very
The host repeats it. No questions in advance. Sweats on, no makeup, very natural. Say it once and it sounds honest. Say it twice and people start checking the corners. Maher would call this the magician rule. The more you insist there is no trick, the more the crowd looks for the string. Promise raw, and folks watch closer than ever.
She's allegedly wearing no makeup. Meanwhile, she's got like the perfect blowout. Like she's completely camera ready. And she also is pretending like she's crying. There isn't a tear in sight. It's an actor's trick.
During promotion for Suits, she was joking with one of the photographers that she can cry on command. Left eye, go. And then you watch a tear fall down her face, and then she starts cackling because she's so proud of herself.
She has this really famous thing where she says one tap left eye and she can make herself cry on demand.
Critics say the look did not match the claim. Perfect hair, camera-ready face, and tears that never hit the cheek. Old stories pop up about crying on cue. One tap, left eye, drop. Maybe that is not fair. Maybe it is. Once that story meets a close-up, every blink becomes proof to someone. Maher would not declare it true. He would play with the idea. If you can cry on command, the crowd will ask you to do it, then call it fake when you do.
Just another lie from Meghan, where she's told us one thing about this wholesome family life that she's got, but really it's staff behind the scenes that are upholding this entire image for this woman.
Next is the helper talk. The sweet family picture needs a team to run the house and the day. No shame in help. Maher would say the problem is pretending it is effortless and solo. People do not resent support. They resent a fairy tale that hides it. Be open about the team and people relax. Hide it and it feels like a set.
They kind of f***ed up their whole thing. Went way too hard on we're victims, and they assessed the mood of their generation and America correctly in that we are lovers of victimhood.
Yeah.
But America did finally find a way to say, you know what? We love victims, but you two, we've just had a little too much of it.
I mean, tone deaf could be Meghan Markle's middle name.
A pundit says they lean on the victim story too much. America can cheer a real struggle, but not if it feels packaged. Tone deaf becomes the tag. Maher would keep it simple. If your plan is to ask for pity, people walk away. Ask for understanding and they may say yes. Ask for it every week and they turn you off. A strong story needs change, not the same note over and over.
She didn't make the Times list of cool people, but she did get invited there because her agency probably bought her access. This is one of the goofiest things ever.
Because I think it speaks to the tiny moments of joy that are so effortless and just create a little bit of magic that we're all craving.
What in the hell word salad is this?
Tiny little flower petals that are dried. I started putting them on salads. I started putting them on scrambled eggs. Level of charm that you find people have when they see these tiny little dried petals is something I can't fully wrap my head around, but I appreciate.
I'm elevating it by putting dried flower petals on all of my food.
She did not make the Time list, but she got the stage. Critics say someone got her in the door. Quotes about tiny joys like dried petals on salads and eggs. got roasted as word salad. Fans heard comfort when life feels heavy. Doubters heard fluff. Maher would nudge, if your big idea is tiny petals, your talk had better shine, or it is just garnish pretending to be dinner.
She married for money. It's very clear she bagged the elephant. She was thrilled. She became a, quote, princess.
I mean, Meghan did claim that before dating Harry, she never Googled him, and she said she didn't know much about the royal family.
It was planned from the beginning. I know someone who knows the ex-husband who said she had a vision board with Prince Harry on it. And
Before they met?
Yes.
The start of the romance gets dragged again. Some say she planned to marry rich and aimed at a prince from day one. She says she hardly knew the royal world before dating. 2 stories, 1 timeline. Maher would ask the one question that matters to viewers. Which story fits how things look today? The room laughs, then thinks, which is his favorite mix.
He lost at the trial court level on this push to make the British royal family pay for his security when he goes to the UK.
Once they realise that myself, my wife, and our kids are happier outside of the institution, please just look at the fact. Look at the risks. Look at the threat. Look at the impact that if anything was to happen to me, my wife, or my father's grandchildren, look where the responsibility lies.
What a manipulation. My father's grandchildren. They're gonna and it will be his fault.
It's gaslighting on a grand scale.
Harry loses a court fight over security. Then he warns about danger to him, his wife, and his father's grandkids. Critics call that line a nudge meant to push blame on the king. Maher slows it down. Family and safety matter, so words matter. One rough line can turn a fair worry into a speech that sounds slick.
As soon as Meghan Markle made it absolutely clear that it was all about the moolah, it was all about the big bucks, it was all about trading off the royal name, but she was lining up these deals when she was still the Duchess of Sussex. She was in talks with Disney, she was in talks with the publishing companies, in talks with Netflix. At that point, the late Queen Elizabeth II, quite rightly in my opinion, said, no, there is no half in, half out. So you go with our blessing, but you lose everything.
Talk turns to money and titles. Big deals lined up while royal style still hung around. The late Queen's view, as told, was simple. No half in and half out. If you leave, the extras do not go with you. Maher would add, you cannot live in 2 houses at once without trouble. Try it, and the bill comes due in public.
But I have zero sympathy for him. The fact that he is putting his father through this in the final years of his life. And Meghan, there are members of the royal family who believe that Harry's behavior hastened the death of the late Queen Elizabeth II.
I believe that too. That's what I say. I say those two killed the Queen.
Patience runs out and some voices go too far. A few even say the couple hurt the Queen. That jump turns debate into a dart. Maher would draw a line there. When blame gets that wild, the talk stops being fair. Heat replaces light, and the middle goes missing.
This podcast with Jamie Kern Lima was absolutely car crash. I mean, Jamie Kern Lima is actually a very successful woman, self-made billionaire. However, she is a fame whore because, she first found fame by appearing on the first series of Big Brother. She believes that she's the new Oprah Winfrey. And the problem is, you realize these are the types of people Meghan Markle is surrounding herself with. And none of them are prepared to ever give her a dose of reality.
The host takes hits next. People call the episode a slow car crash. Yet she built a real company and made it big. But this show felt like an Oprah tryout without balance. Fill your circle with yes friends and you lose the give and take that real talks need. Maher would smile and say, without a reality check, you get cheers that sound like hold music.
Usually when we're together, we're in our cozy sweats and no makeup. So that's how we are today. No one's picked up my book proposal yet.
Yes.
I haven't found my soulmate yet. Everything is yet.
The power of yet.
The power of yet. Yet. Yeah.
The mantra repeats, cozy sweats, no makeup, the power of yet. That can lift people up, or it can sound like a class. Without tough questions, the show feels like a long pitch. Viewers do not hate hope, they hate being talked at. Maher's rule is simple. Curiosity beats cheer, because questions get answers, and cheer gets slogans.
But I'm happy. I'm happy, and the kids are healthy, and H is great, but I'm trying to also enjoy these big wins right now.
Yes.
Enjoy them.
She says she is happy, the kids are healthy, H is great, and she is trying to enjoy the wins. It is a good update. Critics want the extra step. What went wrong? What made you change? What did you learn when no one was filming? Joy feels stronger when it sits next to a true loss. Without that, the smile can feel thin.
Jamie Kern Lima, who seems to be even more fake and insufferable than the Duchess.
Very first question, because I think in friendship it's so important, and I think so many people also have this question for you is, Meghan, how are you? And are you okay?
That's so kind.
Yes, it really is that awful. I may have blacked out from smacking myself in the head.
Back to the soft opener. How are you and are you okay? Kind, yes, but it needed a follow-up that digs with care. People waited for it and it never came. Without a push, even kindness can sound like a script. One watcher joked they blacked out from a secondhand cringe. Maher would call it a missed layup. If you start with care, end with a clear answer.
She's a princess too, and Harry is slaying dragons to rescue her.
You know, look what we built. We've built a beautiful life and we have 2 healthy, beautiful children. And I always think about it like the end of Super Mario Brothers when you get to the final level. And what's the goal in Super Mario? They're like, slay the dragon, save the princess. I'm like, that's my husband.
Who's Harry rescuing her from? The family she abandoned before making him abandon his?
Then the fairy tale line. He slays the dragon, saves the princess, and they have a beautiful life with 2 healthy kids. Critics ask, who is he saving her from? The family she left or the one he left for her? The question stays open, which is where Maher likes to end. Real or show? Heart or play? Tonight he tears into the fake tears claim with jokes that sting, then leaves the choice to the room. The next clip will try to close it. The crowd will decide if it does. The full breakdown is ready. Click the video on the right to keep watching. Up next, we map 3 paths through the Meghan controversies, spotlight the single pivot that can turn backlash into momentum, and reveal the wildcard almost no one is pricing in. Tap the playlist now and comment next for the follow-up.